Hello, this is Tony Walker. Got another video for you. The last couple of videos, well, the ones about flashlights, the Surefire E2D LED Defender Ultra and the Surefire E1L-A Outdoorsman, both of those I sold on eBay this week. And I've only had them a couple of months, but I found myself well, primarily if you watch those videos, the 2-cell Defender I bought mainly because that was my first Surefire and I'd like to have another one, and so I got the Ultra, the 500 lumen when it came out. But then in the Outdoorsman video, you may remember me say I bought that light mainly for its long run time, because I was in a situation where if I wanted to do my studies, I was in a building out behind my house. There's even a video on that building. Well, the situation has changed a little bit. It's probably pretty, maybe not obvious because it's not something I talked about, especially before anything ever happened. But the doors open up now, where instead of the work of the Lord, it's something I do as I have time between work and every other part of life. The doors open up where I'm able to do that with all the time of my day and all the days of my life. So I hate to call it a full-time job or full-time ministry because every Christian is a full-time minister. It just depends whether they do it at a church or in a plant or a business. But the doors open up where what I've dreamed of doing all the days of my life, I'm now able to do that. So what that means is the computer desk that was sitting in the building behind my house that needed a bright but long-running flashlight, well, no longer need that flashlight for its long run time for the purpose of staying up late and studying behind the house. The desk is now in an office at church, and the flashlight is no longer needed because I do my studies in the mornings at church before I head out and do visits and house calls. So anyway, so that'll explain why you're looking at a nightstand table instead of a computer desk. Also explain why I sold the Outdoorsman flashlight. There was someone on Kindle Power forums asked if I was selling it because of the green tint, and I laughed and said no, it's because I bought what you see here on the video now. So the two flashlights I had was the Outdoorsman, mainly for the long run time, but also for its small size, and the E2D LED Defender because of the Defender aspect, and that was reminds me of my first Surefire Defender I had a couple years ago. So lo and behold, in April, well, yeah, just a few weeks ago, as a matter of fact, Surefire came out with this. Now, when I first saw it online, I seriously thought that it was an April Fool's joke, because now that the different job, I hate calling it a job, but that is what I'm getting paid to do now. Although it is what I love to do, it is taking up more time somewhat than normal plant and normal secular work. So I kind of got out of the flashlight loop for a little while. But even still, the few little things on Twitter I would follow, I'd not seen anything even hinting at this flashlight. I saw the write-up that the flashlightreviews.com Jim, who runs that website, I saw him on Twitter release a tweet that linked to an article about this, and it linked to this item for sale on Surefire's website, and it was a couple days after April the 1st, but if this had been on April 1st, I would have been for sure this is an April Fool's joke, because it was just out of the blue. Just one of them things that you just weren't anticipating. And it came out. What people have been building and Legoing for years so they could come up with something similar, Surefire did it, and they did it quite well. Before, the closest you could get to a 1-cell light with a Defender head was an E1E Executive with a black body and a incandescent head I think there were some people who maybe ran a rechargeable 123 and a 2-cell Defender head, but don't quote me on that. So anyway, the finished product that people were Legoing and putting together to get something similar to this just wasn't that desirable. And if for no other reason, just to buy the body for an E1D Executive with a black body, it was just crazy what people were asking for it on eBay. So what does Surefire do? They come to the rescue and release the E1D LED Defender. This is really what I've been wanting for years. Something that looked as cool as the Defender, but something small with a 1-cell body. And so here it is. This just came in the mail today. I got it from 17th Street Photo in New York. Ordered it online. Considerably cheaper than B&H Photo, which is, and also much considerably cheaper than what Surefire is going to ask you to pay for it. Now that I am working for a church, purchases like this I anticipate will slow down drastically, which I don't mind at all, getting to do what I love now. But I funded this light by selling those two, the Defender and the Outdoorsman, selling those on eBay. And just like I've mentioned in videos before, the good thing about Surefire, as well as Apple Electronics and Cambridge Bibles, they hold their resale value quite well. And especially if you can time it where you buy one on sale and get a coupon code for it, you can pretty much sell it on eBay without even losing any money. Might lose a few dollars just for the shipping aspect of it, but I've never had any trouble breaking even. So I sold 2 lights and got it narrowed down to where I just got 1 light now. And what happened, the 2-cell Defender, I ended up leaving at home and just carrying the 1-cell Outdoorsman. And so now I get to carry this all the time, and this really is what a lot of people have been waiting for. Read you the box. 300 lumens on high, 5 lumens on low, 47 hours on low, 1.3 hours on high, 47 hours on low, 300 high, 5 low, 1 battery, world's finest illumination tools, typical box, typical things it says on the box. Yeah, pretty much all that's what you'd find on the standard box. Forgive me holding this at an angle. I'm trying to do this on the backboard of the bed and my nightstand. Variable output, two options, 5 or 300. TIR lens, so as opposed to a flood lens, or a flood beam. 3.1 ounces, 4 1/4 inches, 1 meter rated for the water. Now that this is my only light, I can't compare it, but one thing I can tell you, well, it's not going to pick it up on here, but no, at least in my eyes, no hint of a green tint whatsoever. The new 500 lumen Defender and the Outdoorsman both had, yeah, a tint of green. It wasn't puke green, as some people called it, but you could see it. But with this light, it really is, it's the whitest Surefire light I've had in a couple of years. So that's low, that's high. Get a picture of what that looks like. It's got a little, I don't know if you'd technically call that a QR code, but some kind of little code for scanning purposes right there. Serial number 3549 with a KE1D-A head. Typical Surefire logo, 1-cell body. 2-way belt clip, very nice. The sturdy belt clip like you would also find on the 1-cell Outdoorsman, the 1-cell backup. Not as flimsy as the 2-cell Defender clip. I don't know why they don't make the 2-cell clips as sturdy as these 1-cell clips, but it is sturdy. E1D LED Defender. Got the tail cap where the button is lower than the end, so you can tail stand it. Has no problem standing up. So that's pretty much it. The light, a lot of people have been trying to build on their own, and now they can get it directly from Surefire. Jim over at flashlightreviews.com says this is the brightest one-cell Surefire light. This is the brightest one-cell light Surefire has ever produced. 300 lumens. Again, low or high, low, high, low, high, low. You can hear it clicking. It does have the momentary. Press for high. Click for high. Press for high. Click for low. High, low, off. That's about it. Anything else you want to know about it? Kind of get an idea of the sharpness of the teeth right there. You can see, and I think I said this on the 2-cell Defender video, you can see how the teeth are angled in instead of straight. So they call that a little bit more pocket friendly. Not going to tear your pockets up. Although I never had any trouble with the 2-cell light. Didn't carry it every single day, but I did a good bit when I first got it, and it never messed my clothes up at all. If you are worried about that, get a diffuser, and there you go. This right here should satisfy my needs for a long time. I don't foresee myself needing, quote, needing, or even wanting anything else. The only thing that could possibly make this better is if... and with that, we better end the video. Surefire E1D LED Defender. Hope you like it. Now I'm going to take care of the kids. Tell them bye. Bye. What's this? Tell them what this is. Bye. Flashlight. Oh, there it goes. Ooh, be careful. Be careful. Surefire E1D LED Defender flashlight. Hope you like it. Any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer them. Help you out any way I can. Check out the other videos, the Bible reviews, the flashlight reviews, the sermons, building review, probably a few other, knife review, multi-tool review, probably a few other things I'm forgetting as well. So be sure to check those out, and as always, take a look at the website also, preachertony.com.